Beginning in 1908, Pearl Pohl was a public school teacher who took a personal interest in teaching environmental issues. Pearl was a pioneer in getting students outside by coordinating all-day field trips, planting trees, organizing cleanup projects, and teaching students how to write letters to Congress. When she retired in 1953, Pearl continued to be a dedicated leader in conservation for almost 3 decades.
Pearl was an elementary teacher in the Milwaukee schools. She taught 6th grade for much of her life, but her education went far beyond the 6th grade students that she had. Pearl marched to her own beat that she used current events for teaching. She used the newspapers, she used the local issues, and she took the children out of doors. The school principal got many calls that the children should be inside the building during school hours, not outside. Yet the principals recognized her abilities and gave her permission. When you talked to Pearl, she looked you straight in the eye and had your full attention. She would not waver, and you were the most important person in her life at that time. With her own money, and again, teachers are not well paid at that time, with her meager retirement, when an issue came up, she would drive alone from Milwaukee to Madison to appear in a legislative matter. I know a number of times, in snow, storm, I would meet her and I would help her park her car and we would go into the state chambers. They knew her well there, even in her 70s. Pearl, being of very modest means, yet she moved right through all of these high, falutin societies. And you got to remember that Pearl did this when women were not accepted as any leaders. They were not accepted as anyone with any knowledge. They were not accepted as anyone with leadership qualities or others. It was strictly a man's, and still is to some degree today. And she fought tremendous odds with prejudice and ridicule to get what she did, and yet she was never put down by it. And I think for this reason, even though some other professionals are credited with greater achievements, the odds that Pearl Pohl and some of these other leaders during that time really had to be recognized for what they did. It makes me feel bad to think back on that, to see how they're treated. I think Pearl's great achievement was instilling a sense of virtue and need for respect for the out of doors. Pearl Pohl, I think in summary, was an example of a person that we should all try to emulate.